What's up YouTube? Today I'll be going through my warm-up routine as well as my Fortnite settings. To start off, we'll be playing LOSU, which personally for me is really good at helping me warm up my mouse control. I will dive into the basics of this game with you. So to start off, let's say you've downloaded LOSU, you click on the big pink circle in the middle. You click play, and there are different star level maps that you can do. For the purpose of this video, I will start with the new beginnings, which is the tutorial of LOSU. So as you see here, as the ring of the circle touches the circle, you have to click your keyboard as it does that, and you will get a score depending on how close you are. Now we'll be hopping into what I do to warm up. This is my favorite map, and it's pretty advanced as it's 8 stars, where the one I did before was 1 star. Your mouse movements have to be really precise in order to play this game properly, as well as syncing your keyboard clicks to the rhythm of the game. It's fine if you miss, but if you miss too much, I'll show you right here. Let's say you miss. You fail, because the top left in here is your stamina bar. If that line reaches all the way there, then you're out. Simple as that. There's a wide selection of maps that you can actually choose depending on what songs you like and how fast you want to play. If you go into here, these are all of the maps that I've chosen and the ones that I like. Let's try 6 stars, as it's pretty easy. So once again, we just choose another map and we start to warm up. Well, there we go. That is the end of my LOSU warm-up. Now we'll be moving on to cranking on BHE. Now we have put ourselves into a creative, and we will be loading up the BHE map, which is what I'm in now, which I use to warm up my building and editing. There is a selection of weapons here which you don't need to pick up, so I skip past them. You walk through this vault, and once you walk through, you'll be teleported out into the main area. What I do is I go into this ramp and I just start building. I practice all the retakes I do in game, all the edits, and I'll do this for about 10 minutes just to warm myself up with every edit and build that I can do. At the moment I'm suffering up a bit here, but that's because I'm not warmed up. If you fall down, it's no stress, because if you walk over here and your builds are clunking up the map, you can just press this reset build here and it'll destroy everything. Then you have some more free space to continue cranking. This sums up the BHE building and editing warm-up, which I use every day when I hop on Fortnite. Now we will hop on to aim dueling. Alright, now we'll be hopping on to AMDUELS. I find AMDUELS a really reliable way to train your aim, as it mimics in-game scenarios. When we hop in, we'll see what there is. So as you load in, you start up, and then you have a selection of weapons here that you'd like to practice with. I'm going to go with a gold P90. You get to choose which health you want to do, if you want it to go quick or you want it to go forever. In this case, I'm going to do 2000 health. If you want to mimic in-game, where you're on a cone, you select it and you start dueling away. As you can see, the person who does the most damage wins the round, and you do this over and over until you feel like your aim has warmed up. Alright, now we're going to hop onto the blue tacks, which is also a good way to train your aim. Same scenario again. Attack aim's not the best, so it's probably going to be me here. Oh, I beat him somehow. Only beat him by a bit, but yeah, that's basically the basics of AMDUELS. The map code is at the top, on top of the round 3. You can use this if you wish. It's a really good way to warm up. After I finish my aim dueling, I hop into Raider 464's Peace Control map. There are a selection of weapons here again that you can pick up depending on what shotguns you like to use in game. For me, I love using the lever. Personally, I think it's the best shotgun in the game. So what you do is, these are all different scenarios, this being the easiest. You walk up and basically you just do it. So once you're on this, you edit this wall, you put a wall here, edit it, box them like this, you get a free kill. You do this over and over until I think you kill about 20 of them. Oh, I missed that. Once you finish the drill, you'll be teleported back to the lobby where you have another large selection of scenarios that you would like to do. For me, I'm going to do number 11. You walk up here and a bot spawns. There is so much space to do whatever you want to do, and this is what I do. You place a wall, edit it, put a stair through, and you box your opponent like a fish. You then go to the side, re-edit a window, and you kill them. Full speed, it should look like this. Or if you're classy, you can do this. Oh, I have no ammo. Now we're back in the main lobby again, and now this time I'm only going to do 3 just to show you guys how it works. I'm going to do number 9. Walk up to the wall. It's 50 health, which means it is pickaxeable. You take it and you can do whatever you want with it. Then you walk up here, you peek control the box, and you kill the opponent. Once you kill 2 of these drones, it will be sent back to this booster pad. Then you do it all again, and you can change up which edit you want to do. That basically sums up Radar 464's piece control map. I use this every day to warm up my piece control in game, which helps me tremendously. Another way that I warm up is playing solo realistics. Solo realistics mimic in-game fights that occur in every game. I find it a really good way to warm up for solo cash cups especially. So what you do is, once you load it up into this map, you'll have to have the person you're versing switch to team 2, which in this case he has already done. And over here you've got the selection of weapons again, which every map has, and I like to choose always pump, which means you get the lever, because I think that is the best shotgun in the game currently. Once you have picked which shotguns you would like to use, you press E and start the game. As you spawn in, you'll be placed on this little area. Your weapons spawn in, and your heals, mats, and any utility you have such as bouncers. As you can see, my opponent has spawned up there, and I'm building up trying to fight him. So that's basically what you do in a realistic battle for solos, but I'll give you guys another round to showcase you the different maps that they actually have in this map. So that was at Sweaty Sands. Now right here we've just got a little open space of grass, which if you're fighting just in an open area on the normal map. As you can see, I'm boxing my fish. They might actually kill me here if I don't be careful. Be careful though, because you have limited mats, which may also happen in game. So I've cracked my opponent, and now I'm being on the offense, which is what I usually do in a normal game. Take his ball and I start to aggress him. And just like that, I kill my opponent with ease. I do this every time I hop on, just to warm up how I would fight in a real game. Finally, we'll be hopping into my settings, which I'm sure most of you have been waiting for. This will showcase things such as my sensitivity, colorblind settings, keyboard binds, and more. Let's jump into it. So first of all, in the video tab, we've got this. I play on full screen with a resolution of 1920 by 1080, which is also known as native. I play with a 240 FPS frame limit because I have a 240 Hz monitor, so it makes my game feel really smooth. I kept my brightness at 125 because 100 is too low and 150 is too high. My colorblind mode is Protonope 10 because personally it just makes my game look really good. And I play with a strength on 10 because I love the colors. When we get to the graphics here, as you all should know, if you're playing this game competitively, you want to have all of your settings on low. Currently, I play on DX11 because DX12 is broken since the textures look like Play-Doh and performance mode looks like mobile. I have VSync off, motion blur off because you don't need those, it will only impact your performance in a negative way. I've got show FPS on just to see how many frames I get. Multi-threaded rendering is something I use, but it depends on how many cores your CPU has, and the rest of these don't matter. Now let's hop in to the game tab. I play on Oceania servers with English as the language. Toggle sprint is off, sprint by default is on. If you don't have sprint by default on, I do not know what you're doing. Auto open doors because I find it really useful. Hold to swap pickup I think is pretty bad, so you should have that off. Disable pre-edits. Now this is a big one. If you're ever playing in a stacked lobby such as trio scrims or something, you'll find that you pre-edit things a lot of the times due to the server lag. So if you disable the pre-edit option, this will 100% take that away. I've got confirm edit on release on as well, because I just feel like it makes my edits really smooth so that I can piece control people easier, and the rest of this does not matter. For my game UI, I've got my HUD scale on 80 because 100 is too small and anything below 80 is just too small for me to see anything. The rest of this does not matter at all, so let's hop into the mouse and keyboard section. This is my sensitivity. For my X and Y, I play 8.2 with a DPI of 800. For my targeting sensitivity, I play 32.8 because I feel like it's a really nice low and steady sensitivity to get Storm Surge in stacked pro games. Now let's move on to the controller settings. As some of you know, I used to play hybrid back in solo FNCS invitationals, which means I would play half the game on keyboard and the other half on controller. These are my old settings if you wish to copy them. I'll scroll through them now. Alright, next we've got the audio tab. Music off, you don't really need it. Sound effects I have on 30% because anything above that, to be honest, just hurts my ears. Sound quality on high, you want to have that on high. Alright, that's the audio section done, sorry. Now let's move on to the keybinds, which I'm sure you all want to see. If we go down to our combat here, this is your pickaxe and then the rest of your weapon slots. For me, I use numbers for all of them because my fingers can reach them, but weapon slot 2, which is where I put my shotgun, I use thumb mouse button because it's really consistent when you edit your builds. If we move to building here, I've got wall on Z, floor on X, stairs on C, and roof on